Hello and welcome back from Japan. I know I've been away for quite a while, so a big thank you for those of you who have stuck with me so far. Last I left you, I was about to take my beloved Contax T2 to Japan, where we currently find ourselves. Right, well, I hope you can hear me better than I can hear myself, but I am currently in Osaka. This is the Dotonbori area. It's probably the most famous part of this city, and I've brought a very special film there for the occasion. This is Fuji Natura. It's a 1600 speed color film. You can only get it in Japan, and something like this will just come alive with all the neon and color here tonight. So I'm going to load it up into the Contax and we'll see what we get. In usage as a street camera, the Contax T2 is, so close as makes no difference, perfect. It's small and very discreet, the shutter is notoriously quiet, the autofocus is fast and accurate, and that f2.8 lens will shoot beautifully on darker days like today, and all the way through the night. Fuji Natura, the film currently inside the T2, is an excellent balance between high speed and fine grain. It's got a very neutral colour palette as well as great skin tones, and yields wonderful results in fading sunlight. So, today I have come to Osaka Castle, one of the sites I've always wanted to see in Japan, and to commemorate the occasion I've brought along a different Contax today. It wouldn't really be fair to call it the bigger brother of the Contax T2, I think that position is more reserved for the G rangefinders. Instead, I brought the family matriarch, the Contax 645. The legendary Contax 645, in my opinion, one of the coolest medium formats. 4,000th of a second max shutter speed, 1/25th flash sync, autofocus, and all of the lenses were made by Carl Zeiss, including the 80mm f2.0, the fastest medium format lens ever. It is a truly remarkable camera. The backs for the film are particularly convenient because you can use both 120 and 220 film, and as such, I've decided to buy a bit of film that you can't actually get in America. It's Fuji Pro 160 NS. Beautiful for these sort of muted greens and blues that you find in Osaka and especially up in the castle. So I'm going to load it up and we'll see how it goes. On paper, the Contax 645 has quite a lot going for it, but I must say, in actual usage, it is a bit clunky. Now, I mentioned it was an autofocus camera, but I use this term very loosely. I tend to find that the best results come when you let the autofocus get you close, because that's all it will do, and then focus manually when you're really going for the kill. It's tough, especially with that 80mm f2, but when you really nail it, the bokeh is out of this world. And you can absolutely forget about being discreet when you take a picture. Just listen to that shutter. After shooting around in the shadow of the castle for a while, I decided to go up to the top to see what I could see. It was another overcast day, which really worked with the cooler and lower contrast Fuji palette. My gripes aside, the results of this amazing camera do speak for themselves. All in all, taking the 645 out around the Osaka castle made for a lovely day of shooting. So today I'm at Ochanomizu. It is Tokyo's famous guitar street. I just had to come here because, as you may or may not know, my first love is indeed music. Thanks to my poor planning, the video camera is actually out of batteries at the moment, so today it's going to be Purikura photo from my iPhone. But undaunted, I've got the Contax T2 loaded up with Fuji Natra. It's a nice overcast day, lots of diffuse light everywhere, and we'll see how it looks. It really is hard for me to stress how good the T2 is as a snaps camera. As long as the AF circle is completely filled by what you're looking to shoot, it is dead accurate, and that 2.8 Zeiss is oh so sharp. Quite by accident, and no doubt owing to my fantastic sense of direction, I've chanced upon this temple. It's very dark in here. Perfect time to test out quite how well this film performs in low light. Even in the darker conditions near the temple, the Contax's AF was still remarkably good, and the film latitude of the 1600 speed Natra really took good care of us. I also made my way over to a Shinto shrine in Roppongi. These aren't photos from the holiday brochure, they're just snaps I took on the T2. And I swear, Japan must have been designed to be shot on Fujifilm. Just look at how well the two colour palettes line up. More logically, it was probably the other way around. Having the opportunity to shoot both of these cameras on their home turf was a truly special experience. After having shot them both, I will say I prefer the T2 more. Not only because you'd have to be a bit mad to drag the 645 around on holiday, but these days they've gotten bloody expensive, and very rare. At any given time, it's quite uncommon to find one for sale in America. Now, I do understand the price of the T2 is going up quite a lot as well, but I would argue that for this sort of quality in such a small and easy to manage package, it might be worth it. To me, the real question is, do you go for the T2, or its closely related, cheaper, slightly faster, and much more durable cousin, the Yashica T4?